Hey, comic book fans, welcome back to Comic Book Corner 2.0. And fans, you're back with me, Mike Spider Slayer, getting ready to do that all-important comic book review so you, the fans, can make a decision on what comic books to buy. And today, fans, we're going to be talking about Justice League issue number 40. But before we jump into that issue real quick, guys, I just want to say a quick thanks for everyone that tuned in to watch my Batman issue number 40 review. That's Endgame Part 6. The video was put up yesterday. It has almost 1,000 hits on it. So guys, thank you for tuning into that. If you have not watched that review yet, go ahead and check that out. Really in-depth review of what happens in that issue and why you should be reading that book right now, because very good conclusion to that story. All right, so moving forward, Justice League issue number 40. This is the prologue to the whole Darkseid war here. And this book is loaded with dialogue, very informative of kind of like what's going to happen into the future and things like that. But this book is written by Jeff Johns, so great writer to write this particular story. The artwork was solid here. And the artwork is done by a few different artists. It's done by Kevin McGuire, Phil Jimenez, Dan Jurgens, and Jerry Ordway. And it's just a lot of artists. So everyone was pitching into this. Jason Fabok was in here. And honestly, the artwork was pretty consistent throughout. We can get to see universes and worlds being destroyed throughout this series. Here we get to see one of the main characters in here. He reminds me of the Watcher from Marvel. His name is Metron. Again, we get to see different characters throughout this book, but it was really well drawn. So I mean, visually it was an outstanding book because you see a lot of the different versions of the DC universe over the years, and there was good 2-page splash pages here. We get to see like the 0 Hour, and we get to see Crisis and Flashpoint. So you get to see all kinds of different versions of what's going on. And then here is the New 52 universe. So great artwork in this particular book. So visually it was awesome. What did I think about this story? You gotta really pay attention, kind of understand what Metron's saying. But really, in a nutshell, throughout this issue, you get to see a description of Metron is the one that watches all things. He tries to keep the peace. He tries to keep the universes from ending and being destroyed and whatnot. And you know, he's even witnessed one of the people from a couple of weeks ago from the whole Amazon virus. You know, he was watching this guy and he winds up getting killed, and you know, he's looking up to him and looks at him as an angel. But again, he watches everything that happens, and he kind of makes it a thing that again, all the universes die, and he's tried really hard to keep the peace. You know, with Darkseid and whatnot, and Highfather. So that's like Apocalypse and was it New Genesis? I think it was called. And for a long time, the peace was made. They exchanged children, so you know, one wouldn't be killed. But then one day, the Anti-Monitor comes around, and he was a destroyer of all universes. And we get to see that all of a sudden everything starts to happen. Different things have happened in the DC universe, like Infinite Crisis, and like I said before, Flashpoint, 0 Year, and this character Metron has witnessed all these destructions, and the Earths wind up reforming, and then destruction happens again, and reforming. So that's what they were emphasizing in this particular issue. So by the time you get to it, again, we get to see the Anti-Monitor. He winds up going on to a parallel Earth where the crime syndicate once taken over. And now he's headed towards, I guess, Brainiac and the whole convergence situation. And he's trying to prevent another destruction of what's going on. Because in this issue, they made it a key as well, saying that another new universe was formed, which was the New 52, but yet hasn't found its place. It hasn't solidified. So again, he's trying to stop all this from happening, and you know, he's trying to prevent this war with Darkseid and everything else that's going on. And what happens is that the Anti-Monitor wants the war with Darkseid, and it looks like Darkseid's daughter is involved in working with him to try to get this war going, and we get to see her for the first time. Now, if you guys don't remember, if you guys have not read Vibe, they made it a thing in the Vibe comic that she was captured in the circus with all the other super-powered freaks or humans or metahumans or whatever it was in there, and she was the focal point. She was in that big cell, and by the end of the series, it was destroyed and it escaped, and you never saw her and you never witnessed who she was. We just knew that Darkseid had this mysterious daughter. And here she makes her first appearance, and then this was going to be continued on the Free Comic Book Day Divergence issue on May 2nd. So if you guys get a chance to go to your local comic shop and pick up that Free Comic Book Day issue, go ahead, because this story continues right from here. So this is an interesting setup to what's going on. You got to be, I think, in the right frame of mind to really read this book and kind of grasp what's going on. This is not a skim type of book. You really want to sit down and understand, because, again, it sets that tone. Artwork was beautiful, interested in the character Metron and what his place was here. So if you're looking to read anything about the Justice League, you're not going to find it here, because it's all about this Metron character and what he does and doesn't do. So I like the book. I love the artwork. I love the tone of it. I'm going to give this one a 4 1/4 out of 5 stars. A little bit boring at times, but great cliffhanger because it was just it was boring because it was just a little bit repetitive. But overall, solid issue. I think Jeff Johns is going to write a good story here overall. So, guys, leave me your comments on what you thought of Justice League issue 40. And fans, as always, thank you for watching Comic Book Corner 2.0. Until the next comic book review, check out Comic Frontline, my group channel, where you can check out more of my comic book reviews. So again, fans, thank you for watching. And this is Mike Spider Slayer signing off. Take care, guys.